Good evening. Welcome to Yoga in Your PJs. This is the first class in our Celtic Wisdom series. And tonight we are in Colorado. So my assistant is John and my other assistant is Loki. So we're going to start on our back. Are you ready, Loki? Are you ready, John? Okay. So we're going to start on our back. If you're doing it on the mat, or if you're on the chair, just have your stool in front of you, stretch your legs. We're going to give ourselves a full body stretch. How's the body feeling tonight? Point your toes, yawn if you need to, deep breath in. Exhale, release the arms down. And then we're going to do this again. Inhale, arms up, point the toes. Exhale, release, flex and relax the feet. One more time, deep inhale. Point the toes, hold. Now we're going to hold that breath. Exhale, release, super slow. And then take a few moments to just feel the breath. Maybe hands on the belly. Inhale, feel the belly rise. Exhale, feel the belly fall. And then one hand on the chest as well. Inhale, feel the belly and the chest rise. Exhale, feel them fall. I'm going to do this a couple more times. So remember, throughout our practice, just being very aware of your breathing. Inhaling is a sense of fullness. Exhaling is a sense of release. Then deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to hug your knees to your chest. And if you want, you're going to roll. If you want, you're just going to hold the pose. Notice where you're at tonight. Notice if you just want to be in the pose or if you want to rock a little bit. And then hug just one leg. I'm going to let you pick which one you want to hug. And then stretch the other one. And then really relax the leg that is stretched. And really hug the leg that is hugged. And feel the difference between the two. So we are starting this series on Celtic wisdom. What is Celtic wisdom? What kind of spiritual tradition is it? Well, Celtic comes from the Greek keltoi. And now we're going to let it drop into a half butterfly. So on the mat like John or on the chair and your little stool in front of you like me. So Celtic comes from the Greek keltoi. And Celtic is the same as Gaelic. Gaelic is the woman word. It's the word that the Romans used. So we have the Gaels and we have the Celts. And they are the same. It's just different ways to say it. And the Celtic Gaelic tradition, it's not really a location. It's not really a country or a place. Or it's a group of people and release full body stretch. That were deeply, deeply spiritual. Hug the other leg. And you find them. You found them and you find them because their traditions are still alive in Ireland, in Scotland, and in parts of France, like the parts of France of Brittany, mostly Bretagne, and a little bit in Normandy. And you also find them in Galicia of Spain. The part of Spain comes from Gael. And you also find it in a part of, actually of Turkey. You have some Celts in some parts of what is now Turkey. And release. Let it drop it. So this ancient spiritual tradition is all about being aware of your sacred essence. Everyone has a sacred essence. It's not about believing in doctrines or have set beliefs, like you need to believe this, you need to believe that. It's about listening to what your soul already knows. And release, full body stretch. Oh, stretch it, stretch it. And notice what your body is telling you. It's like, oh, I love that. And then hug the knees again. And then you're going to roll back up. If you are on your mat, you're going to roll back up and come into like a big butterfly position. So feet a little further away from you. And kind of hold here. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, slide those arms under the legs. Tuck chin to chest and let yourself just relax. Let the stretch happen. So the Celts and Gaels mostly believe that the earth is sacred. Nature is sacred. Our nature is sacred, and nature around us is sacred. So it's not about other men and telling us what is right and what is wrong. You can see it all around you and inside of you. So we already know everything. And the Celts believe that many of us suffer from soul forgetfulness. Soul forgetfulness. Our soul already knows, but we forgot. Relax a little more. Just like yoga poses. I mean, most of our yoga poses, when we do them, we're like, wow, that's what my body wants to do. I forgot to put my body in that position. I forgot how to squat. I forgot how to just fold and let myself just become the fold. I forgot how to open my chest like we're going to do in the back bends later. So the Celtic spiritual beliefs are that you are not bound by religion or a set of doctrines, and you respect and you honor the true nature of the earth and of every human being, including yourself. A few more breaths. Now, super slowly come up. We're going to do a balancing lotus. So you're going to lift 1 foot, 2 feet. It's a little more difficult in the chair, so you can just put the toes here or lift the feet like John's doing. Loki's just watching and supervising. And release. Now open your feet wider, as wide or wider than your mat, or if you're on a stool, as wide as your stool, and you drop your feet. And then you fold, same thing, you fold. And you're getting a little more stretch in your inner thighs here. So the opposite of the sacred is sacrilege. Sacrilege. And sacrilege is about using the sacred for selfish needs, for your own, for your own needs, for selfish ends. So the sacred is going to be about just honoring the earth, honoring the beautiful nature that we have inside of us, and in a sense of connection, of community. So the Celts, and I can speak from my own heritage as a French person, my ancestors were the Gauls, and there was a deep respect of nature. There were traditions steeped in nature, honoring the seasons, honoring the harvesting, really respecting the earth, not taking more than we need, not wasting. I'm going to do 3 more breaths. Relax a little more. And we really need to dive deep into those old Celtic traditions and principles, because now is the time for us to remember together, what it's all about. And we want to awaken, the sacred in ways that inspire us and that sustain our journey forward, that help our societies, that help our modern culture. So throughout this series of 9 weeks, we will go through 9 different sacred ways to honor and remember the sacred. One more breath. And now you come up super slow, and you can do like John and lift the legs in a balancing happy baby, or you can just hold here if you're in the chair. And release, soles of the feet together, and bring your feet a little closer to your body for a butterfly. And if that's okay with your back, even if you're on the chair, you can bring the back a little further away from the chair, open the shoulders, and just lift your heart here. Two more breaths. Now we're slowly going to open our eyes. We're going to come into a deer pose. So I'm going to let John do it first. So he's going to leave one leg in the front, and he's going to bring the other leg back. Try not to step on Loki. And if you want, you can put a bolster in front of you or show them with a bolster. You can put up some pillows. John usually doesn't like the pillows, but you can put pillows here and just hug them. And if you're in a chair, what you're going to do, you're going to keep one leg on the stool or the chair in front of you. And you're going to bring that other leg back. So you're going to be on your inner side of your foot. And you can bring the bolster here, and you can fold like this. So you're really going to feel it here in the hip flexors. And the back leg, John's leg is bent, his back leg, but it can be straight. Same on the chair. Me, if I strain my leg too much, I get a cramp. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit. And we're going to hold here. You okay, Loki? So our first class is going to be about the sacred principle of the soul, sacred soul. So our soul is the very heart of our being, and that being is sacred. So when Christianity came to Celtic countries, came to Gaul, what they did, they kind of accepted it, they integrated it. They saw that there were parts of Christianity that were very similar to their beliefs. And the transition from the druidic, the druids, those kind of priests and priestesses that were very attuned to nature, to the Christian wisdom, was kind of flew with, it flowed with them. There was a deep receptivity because the Celts believe in the sacred of everything. So if someone comes with them with a different way to worship, as long as it respects nature and the nature of other human beings, they're like, we are for it. So the Celtic Christianity took form, took shape. I'm going to do 30 more seconds. So again, the Celts believe that in every life form, you have a divine essence. And this all happens through the oral form. There were not that many texts. It was just passed on from generation to generation. So again, the Celts did not give up their beliefs, and they accepted the Christian beliefs in their own way. The earliest Celtic Christian community was actually from my hometown, from my home city. It was in Lyon, in the 2nd century Gaul. One more breath here. Now super slowly, put the hands on the mat or on the bolster in front of you on the chair. Lift the heart. If that's okay with your back, if it's not, stay down. Now, if you want to do a little flow, go ahead. Inhale and exhale. Then hold at the top again. And the transition is going to be very smooth. You're slowly going to bring everything back to center. If you want, you can stretch your legs in front of you, shake them a little bit. And then we're going to do the other side. So you have one leg in front, that's on its outer edge, kind of bent. And then the other leg is on its inner edge. And you can use the bolster to kind of fold over it. You okay, John?
Mhm.
You okay, Loki? So the earliest Celtic Christian community was in Lyon in southeast of France. So as I was saying, the Celts, as long as they were able to still find the sacred in everything in nature, they were fine with it. The Celts were very protective of the earth. And that's why we need the Celtic wisdom right now, where we're kind of abusing the earth and wasting it. But there was a cause of conflict. Because the Celtic vision of the earth's sacredness, that everything is sacred, it was kind of a challenge to the imperial power of Rome. Rome, just like any type of controlling authority, did not really want people to believe that everything was sacred. Because then how can they control you if they're sacred in your own backyard, in your own soul? They want you to go through them to find the sacred. So that's where the kind of the challenge happened. You'll take 3 more breaths. And the Celtic philosophy to me it's the same as the yogic philosophy. The sacred is in the nature around you. It's in you. You find it, and there's a deep respect for everyone's individuality. Take another breath. Good job, Loki. And then super slow come back. That's okay with your back. You lift the heart. Then we're going to flow. We're going to do a few flows here. And then we're going to hold at the top. And then we're going to release super slowly. So you can bring your legs in front of you. We can shake it. Do what feels right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to sit on one hip if you're on your mat and come to your hands and knees. And then we're going to come into child's pose. So big toes together. Sit back on your heels. Come into your child's pose. You're a good girl. And now we're going to do the downward dog. So come to your hands and knees. On your toes, lift your hips, downward dog. So in the chair, you just put your arms forward. Loki's like, there's a dog in the room. They don't need me. I can leave. And now you are slowly going to come into from the downward dog. Okay, we let the dog out. We're going to come into a swan or a pigeon. So right leg high, bring your right knee by your right wrist. And you want to ground yourself to that back leg and you come down. And again, you can be on the bolster here. I'm just going to show you. If you're on the chair, one hand on the right knee, and you bring your foot either on the stool in front of you or ankle above the knee and you fold. So again, the Celtic vision that the earth was sacred, that our soul was sacred, was a challenge to imperial power. And it was a doctrine that was circulating about creation ex nihilo. And that doctrine means creation out of nothing. So these people believe that everything was created out of nothing. So if it's created out of nothing, it is not sacred. It's created out of nothing. So let's say this rock was created out of nothing. It's not sacred because it's made of nothing. So it was for the powers to be to tell us that matter was not sacred. When the Celts believed the opposite, the Celts believed that creation was created by God, so that everything God created was sacred. This rock is sacred. This blade of grass is sacred. This animal is sacred. You are sacred. So there was a big to-do about this, and they argued about it a lot. And just relax a little more. And I'm not going to go into the history of Christianity and the argument about creation out of nothing or out of God, but this was really a big part of the Roman Empire and later Christianity trying to annihilate the Celts and their beliefs. Just a couple more breaths. And now check with your back. So you can stay low or you can come up a little bit. If that feels okay. If it doesn't feel okay, stay low. Lift the heart. Now, if you want to add a little bit, you can bend the back leg. John calls this pose the proud swan when you lift the heart. And we want to release super slow. Super slow. You release and you come back into a down dog. On the chair, you can just do some circles. So today I want to focus on one person that really was an important person in now left leg high, bend the left knee, bring it by your left wrist like John's doing, ground yourself to that back leg and come down. You can come down on a lot of pillows or just on your chest.